Alright everyone, I am very excited for this. The Last of Us is finally here. One of the best stories ever, one of the best video games ever is finally here in live action on HBO. And now more people are going to get to experience one of the best stories of all time. So without further ado, here's my spoiler-free review of episode 1. Let's go. Now, I've been waiting on this show for 10 years. Back in 2013, when the first game came out, I was on it day one. And ever since then, I've always thought that this game deserved its own movie or show. In fact, it almost became its own movie. Back in about 2014, it was revealed that Sam Raimi, director of Evil Dead, the Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire, him and Sony were going to partner up with Screen Gems and bring us a live-action adaptation of The Last of Us, but that never came to be. Instead, HBO comes to the rescue and gives us this beautiful show. Now, I know what you're all thinking. HBO, they put out great shows all the time, but those endings, I don't know about those.
You can't keep getting away with it!
But don't worry, people. We have the actual writer and creative director of The Last of Us on board with this show. He helped create this show. The Last of Us was his baby 10 years ago. He had created a sequel. He is working on another game. He is taking precious care of this property. So as far as the ending goes, I'm not concerned, and you will all see what I mean once the show ends. All right. Let's get talking about the actual episode. So the first episode is everything that I hoped it would be. And I was very weary of this, okay? But the two characters, the two leads, we have Pedro Pascal and we have Bella Ramsey. Now, Pedro Pascal is a Joel in this episode. He takes up the whole screen time, right? He is the main focus. We're learning about his backstory. We're learning about who he is, you know, how he is with other people. And then with Bella Ramsey as Ellie, she comes in the later half, right? We don't get to see a ton of what she can do, but in the next coming episodes, we will definitely see what's going to happen with Ellie and all of Bella Ramsey's acting abilities. But let's take it back to Pedro Pascal as Joel. I was blown away with what he could do. Now, everyone knows him as the Mandalorian, but there's one issue with that as far as acting goes, and he is covered up. He's got the helmet on, he's got the cape on, he's carrying the baby around. But in this, you see every type of emotion, all right? Whether he is laughing and having a great time with his daughter Sarah, whether he's beating a soldier bloody, whether he is watching his whole world crumble in front of him, we see all different emotions, we see all different acting performances from him, and this just excites me further into what we're going to see from him as the story progresses in this show. So the world building in this episode is great, right? It makes you ask more questions than it gives you answers. Who are the Fireflies? Who are the Fireflies? Who are the Fireflies? Who are the Fireflies? Who are the Fireflies, right? That's one question. But there are many others that this world kind of gives you, right? What happened in that span of 20 years from the opening that we saw to where we are now in 2023? Why is the government acting like this? You know, once again, who are the Fireflies? But it makes you ask more questions than it gives you answers, which is really important when you're creating a show this dense, right? It spoon feeds you a little bit of information here and there about the different subjects, the different things that are going on in the world, and it makes you want to know more. And it's going to give you more, right? That's the whole point of a show like this. So overall, they did a really good job at setting up the world, making you ask questions, making you intrigued. And just like the game, we're getting a great world. So the next thing that cannot be overlooked is the fan service in this show, right? I played the game when it first came out 10 years ago, and there were tons of things in this show that they took from the game, right? It could be little things, what they're wearing, this and that, but one of the best examples that I can give you is when they're in the truck, when Joel, Sarah, and Tommy are trying to escape in the truck, and the camera is right in the cabin with them, you know, panning around, looking around. From their point of view, we see houses on fire, we see people getting run over, being chased by the clickers, by the zombie things, and planes crashing. And I think it does a really good job at putting us in the world with them, right? they took that straight from the game. That was a scene from the opening of the game. And when I played it 10 years ago, I was like, that's a really cool way to, orient everything. But the fact that they were able to put this in here and make it look organic, and not only organic, it exceeds what they could have done with the show, with the framing of everything, with how they show what's happening, and it really just puts the audience in the show. It puts us in the show, and it makes it that much better. And the thing is, the impressive thing about all this is video game movies never do a good job at this. They always try to shoehorn, they try to incorporate things from the game into the show or movie, and it never works out. Ever. So that's one of the things that really excites me moving forward with this show. What else are they going to, incorporate into this that's going to work so well? There's probably things that I'm going to see in the next coming episodes that I didn't even think were going to make it in. And they're going to find a way to do it, and do it well, do it right. So if you couldn't tell, I am a big fan of the show. I think they did a great job at adapting the game to live action. The casting seems to be spot on. The acting is great. All that stuff's great. I cannot wait to see how this story plays out. Once again, I know the story. I want to see how the show does the story this time, though. And once again, I can breathe a sigh of relief now after seeing the first episode, because, like I said before, video game movies never work. They just don't. They don't. So, having said that, very excited, very happy, very pleased. Cannot wait to see what this season has in store. So that's my spoiler-free review of episode 1 of The Last of Us. I'm thoroughly excited about where this season is going to be headed, all the new things that's going to be happening, and I hope you are too. Definitely check this show out if you haven't yet, and down in the comment section below, let me know if you liked it, let me know if you played the game, all that good stuff. Until next time, see you later.